Good evening. Welcome to our evening reflection. I want us to have a quick look this evening at one of David's Psalms to see what it can teach each one of us for our day-to-day lives. Psalm 3 says, "O Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? Many are saying of me, God will not deliver him. But you are a shield around me, O Lord. You bestow glory on me and lift up my head. To the Lord I cry aloud, and he answers me from his holy hill. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. Arise, O Lord, deliver me, O my God." We tend to think of the David we read about in the Old Testament as a very successful man, a man who rose from being a simple shepherd to become a great king, a man who stood against the giant Goliath with just a sling and a stone and managed to kill him. A man who was a great leader and encouragement to the people of Israel. But if you look more closely at the life experiences of David, we see a slightly different picture. We see a man who was bullied by his brothers when he was a child. We see a man King Saul tried to kill on a number of occasions. And we know that a number of his own children died while they were very young. And we know that his own son, Absalom, tried to take his father's throne from him when he was king. Life for David had its problems as well as its blessings. David's life was full of pain and trauma, and yet, despite all these experiences, he's able to see the profound care and support of the Lord in his life. In verse 3 of that psalm, he describes God as a shield, the one who lifts him up. In verse 4, he says that God is a personal God to whom he, David, can turn, a God whom he can come to in prayer, and a God who not only hears his prayers, but answers his prayers. David describes how God gives him the breath he needs to live day by day, and how he strengthens and supports him even through the night. David sees that although he may be king of God's chosen people, he's still reliant on God for the very breath he breathes. He describes how he is sustained by God through the struggles and challenges of life. But he also enjoys a joy and is able to delight in his daily blessings from God. What a great example David is for each one of us to follow. No doubt we too all face difficulties and problems in this troubled world in which we live. But we too can turn to God in prayer, in the knowledge that we have a God who will hear and answer our prayers. The answers may not always be what we expect or even what we hope for, but he will answer. We too can come to God in thanksgiving for all the blessings we receive through the day and through the night. We can thank God for his personal care and protection over us, and give thanks that he is the one who sustains us hour by hour, day by day. And David closes this psalm with these words: "From the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessings be on your people today." And may that be our prayer as well, as we come to our God each day in prayer, with our thanks, with our requests for help and guidance. And as that great hymn says, what a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. What a privilege it is that we have a God who sustains us hour by hour and day by day. Have a good evening.